Hello, and welcome to Puritas Springs YouTube channel. I'm Ernie Zore, and I'm with my friend Larry Housel, and we're bringing you number 74 in our FAQ series because helping folks use our software is good for business.
That's right, Ernie. Way to tell it like it is. If we're going to talk about software, judging from our statistics, people really like probate-related topics.
Yeah, probate is a very popular subject. The only thing that beats it out is the joke section in the magazine, and it's, well, we're not going to do a video on jokes, so yeah, we're doing this one on probate. So anyway, two things. One, this video is going to concentrate on a couple really cool tricks using Basic Ohio Probate Forms. It's the Puritas Springs software version. Two, it's great that everything we demonstrate in this video can be applied to other Puritas software. So this video installment will be of interest to a broad range of viewers.
All right, Ernie. Well, let's not bury the lead here and just get started. Starting with attaching something to a file. Obviously, when we're putting in data, sometimes there's external sources that we need to include, especially in probate.
Well, I'm going to get the probate program up here since we're going to be using it anyway. We'll print a form. 6.0 and 6.1. That'll be our example.
All right.
And so I'm going to hit the print button, and this...
Very nice.
Yep. You know what? Our viewers can't see. Let me try to move this into a viewable area where they can see what I'm doing better. Hold on there, gang.
Oh, man, you are a magician with that mouse.
Look at me go. Okay. All right, first thing is, because the program, I'm using the programming machine, it's cluttering up this form with a lot of things that you, as a viewer, will never, as a user, will never see. And
meaning those lines. And
yeah, the lines, yeah, right. The grid. And
some people might be set up to view stuff like that, but you're right, that's definitely not the default.
Okay. Well, at any rate, I'm noticing something else is that it's opening up to WordPad because I've got this set to for. You could tell there's a lot of preparation goes on here, Larry.
Well, it's actually really good because we get calls about this, especially lately, because Windows, I think, is forcing more and more people to use Office instead of WordPad, and so it just defaults and it tries to make you buy Office.
Well, what you're seeing here is we've got go both ways. We could force Word or force WordPad, and it was in force WordPad. So that's why it was going there. I didn't like that because there's some things I wanted to demonstrate, and WordPad wasn't going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if you have to choose that because it should go to that by default. Let's see what happens. There we go. Yeah, that's what we want.
Still full of a bunch of gobbledygook that you're not going to see on the phone.
Well, you know, it's stretching off the screen here, and I got to bring it into view so we can all see it. There we go. There. Now, okay, and the grid lines are missing there, and I want them to be missing so you can see, you know, but aside from the grid lines, also, I have the paragraph markers on, and I like to see that when I'm working with a document, but when you want to show it off and look at, there we go. Now
that looks so much nicer.
Clean looking. Yep, there it is. Okay. Wow, I spent a lot of time. Hey, you know what, Larry? This is like the last video we did. What was it, the 10-second child support?
Yeah.
Only took me like
26 minutes.
20, yeah. It's coming in two parts, actually.
We've added now, you said there was a couple cool things. We've added another cool thing because we talked about the force Word and force WordPad option.
There you go. Oh, we want to add a document.
That's right.
And so here's what I was going to suggest. I'm going to go, this is really more than working with the probate program. This is just good word processing skills.
Anything you've got in a Word document.
So I'm gonna force a carriage return so I can get to a page 3 here, and let me try this. Gosh, why didn't I try this before? I'm gonna insert.
Take the FI off. There you go. There it is. Insert a file.
Wow.
Well, how'd you get to it though? Well, it worked.
I went to the
No, I mean you're now in a Word thing and saying insert a file. It'll allow you to browse to the file to insert.
Oh my, yeah, okay. Now here, Larry, I'll tell you what. I actually was thinking about this, and I had a scan, like you would scan maybe an automobile title maybe you want to attach to the inventory, or maybe legal description from a deed.
Mm-hmm. That
Well,
makes sense.
those would all be really good things to scan.
Digitize.
Right. Unfortunately, I didn't scan anything that great.
Oh.
So I'm preparing you because we're going to do this test scan.
Is it the picture of you with long hair?
Yeah. Yep. Wow, Larry, gosh, you blew it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
I jumped the gun on
That's
that?
the one.
That's the one you're using?
God, Larry, that was a spoiler
Yeah,
kind
it was.
of thing,
I should have
wasn't
said
it?
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Insert. Okay, here we go. Yeah, all right. This is me 50 years ago. Word, it's kind of cut off there. It's saying Word will now convert your PDF to an editable Word document. Actually, that's okay. Well, wait a minute. No, I don't think that's going to be. Hey, is anything going right in this video?
No, I think that's going to work. It's fine. Whoa, that's cool. Okay. It's
I don't know why this scan is skewed like that.
Can you
but,
stop it there and circle which one is you on that?
Oh, my
There's
goodness.
a lot going on here.
Yeah, there I am.
Real nice.
What is that? 19. Well, okay, so that's it. That's the way you saw we attached it. I don't like the way it happened. I'm sorry that I didn't get a better document to attach, but
Well, but it worked.
What you do is you insert file.
Mm-hmm.
Put your cursor where you want it to appear, and then insert file. It was that simple.
And the next thing is somewhat related, and it has to do with confidential information, because nowadays...
Oh, right. Years ago, we didn't even worry about including personal information in public documents.
Nowadays, that's not the case. We go to great lengths to redact things, any personal information, account numbers especially, birth dates.
Let's go to the asset worksheet here. Usually you're talking about one of two things, account numbers, and then the other thing is the names of minors and information.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Information related to minors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go down here. We would not do this nowadays. What we would probably do would be, first I'm going to copy this so that I think I'm going to use the whole thing again later, and you'll see that in a few seconds. But I'm going to copy this, and what I'm going to do is replace the first 4 digit with X's and just leave the last 4.
Oh, so we also have to send, we have to set the send to option.
Right,
Form
okay.
6.0.
All right, and that's what I'm going to do. The thing that's important here is that we go and we check also personal identifier disclosure. What's the next thing we want to go to?
Personal ID dialog?
Oh, there we go. Yep, set. And here's where we put a complete identification in. Complete identification was going to be that. And let's put the institution as discover. Not sure what the abbreviation is, but the form number that we've been talking about has been 6.1. And the filing date would be whenever we filed the inventory, let's just say July 4th. I always pick that date, I don't know why. We'll close the worksheet and print the inventory form.
Yeah, let's see this.
There's a few different ways to print, but when I want to get what I want, I like to clear everything and then go to the form that I want. And in this case, it's going to be. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. That for sure it's that, but it's also. All right. Where's the? Here it is. Confidential personal identifier or personal information. Print preview. Let's see what happens. It should come up. Oh yeah, it looks nice when you get rid of the grid lines. Yeah. I have to remember that. Look at that. Yeah, it looks super actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hope this isn't a really long inventory.
No, we're almost to the bottom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There.
What I'm looking at is that there were other ones in that file that were done, and that's why there's more than just the Discover one that I put in here.
The rest of this is from the test file.
Right, exactly, Larry. The rest of it's coming from the test file, and I had already filled it out. for that.
So anyway,
purpose.
what were we looking at here? This one's X'd out. And that one looks like it's X'd out, but...
Yeah, they want the complete one in the first column, and what we used as the abbreviation, okay, you know what, I should have put XXXX3874 here.
Well, you said I have no idea what that abbreviation
Ah, Larry, wow, yeah.
Now you do.
I was going to try to gloss over that point, but now that you've called it to the attention of our viewers,
Well,
Larry,
now the viewers won't feel so bad when they forget to do that. They'll be like, hey, I know the guy that wrote this software, and he forgot to do it. So anyway, you go back in there and change the abbreviation to the X'd out version?
Right, and that could be done easily enough. You know, be a good confidence builder for our viewers, because when they see how much easier they can do it and better than I can, they got to feel good about that, right?
Yeah, there's no way they would go through all that trouble and not fill in the abbreviation.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, real
Now
slick.
we're looking good.
Real nice.
Oh, yeah, okay, I didn't print it, but I could do that.
So you go up there instead of just clicking on print, huh?
Well, this is the way it works. If you click on print, you get what you're looking at. And if you want more than one page, that's not the way to do it. You're better off going to File, Print Forms, and that way you can
It brings
pick
up all of them.
groups of forms you can
Gotcha.
print up. In this case, actually, since I really only want to show this, let me just print that so to show how it comes out with the not a
Nice.
big deal. Yeah, there it is.
man.
Nice, huh? Okay.
But now we're going to move on to making changes to forms. Very similar to what we've been doing, except this is going to happen inside of the forms themselves. So let me warn people, because we're going to be doing this inside of forms, you can do a lot of damage. And everybody's like opened up a Word document and tried to do something and completely shifted all the formatting around and it turns into a disaster. Same thing can happen here. Same thing applies here. You're going to be editing the actual form before you print it.
Anyway, the key word here in what Larry said is limited. As in, don't go thinking you're Picasso with a probate form. Like Larry said, they're very easy to ruin.
And they're very specific when you're going to file them, so any kind of change can affect your ability to file them properly.
Most people, when you think of it like a letter or a document that you type, a Word document. And it is a Word document, but the big difference is that it's more like a web form. When the grid lines were on, you were getting really a bird's eye view or a worm's eye view of the way the form is built, and it's just a chaos of cells and rows and columns. And
So you
and
think you're going to go in there and just do a little change, and all of a sudden you're shifting these around.
Right.
So remember that Control Z or undo, edit undo, that's your friend in this situation if you're going to be delving into editing forms.
Oh, right, that's your friend, like Larry's dog when he drops a piece of bacon.
That's absolutely right. I am to undo command as my dog is to bacon for sure.
There you go.
All right, well, let's get started, Ernie. Let's show them what it would look like.
Okay, we're going to go to
edit something like
I'm going
this.
to stay in the same file. I hope this is going to work out, and I'm going to go to 12.2. And why am I going to 12.2? Well, because for purposes of this example, I want to pick a form that has plenty of space within which to work. And if you notice that this entry form, it's just a couple lines of text.
You're looking for what? A checkbox? You're going to add one?
That's right. That's what I was thinking of doing. You know, someone asked me, I think they were from Wood County, but someone asked me one time to add a checkbox. We don't normally do that because if you customize it for one county, you're going to get telephone calls from the other 87 saying, hey, that's not the way our form looks. So we don't like to do it, but there was something about the Wood County, it just made so much sense, and so I went with it. So that's what we're going to do.
You got to find a checkbox first?
Well, the first thing we have to do is to find out which template is for this entry, this certificate of transfer entry, Form 12.2. And the unfortunate, I'm throwing that away. There we go. The unfortunate thing about this is that these pages are numbered according, the form pages are numbered according to page 0, page 1, so you can't really tell which form you're looking for.
All right, so let's back up before we even get to that. So
What?
if people want to find these forms, they're going into the folder for the program, and there's a folder called RTF, and that contains all the forms that are going to be printed out.
Really good point, Larry. Exactly. Well, I skipped over that, and people will probably be wondering, where's he going? And it's not where you see me going right now because I'm on a development machine. But normally it would be, and I'll give you the path, it's /program files x86 /Puritas /BOPF8 /RTF.
And that's what you're looking for, that RTF folder, and then sure enough, you're going to see every form that's going to be printed out.
That's where I'm at right now.
This is where the program goes to find them.
At any rate.
Microsoft
So how do we
x86.
tell which one's going to be the certificate? Well, the way I do it is I go into I put it over here at the beginning, and I go into preview mode, and preview shows me a preview of the RTF file.
See, Ernie, you just blew my mind with that, because I never used that before in Explorer, and I'm always looking through files.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now I'm gonna use that.
Not all of them can be previewed, but many of them can, like doc.
Yeah,
if you're looking,
sure, most of the stuff you're
yeah,
looking
most
at.
of the stuff, right? Exactly. So I'm gonna just go. I'm
really nice.
I'm on 2. I'm just gonna use the down arrow on my keyboard. 2.0, 2.0, 2.1.
You're just looking for the form, basically.
I'm looking for 12.2. And if you notice, I'm going through really fast, but you can see at the bottom, these are kind of like in numerical order. So I'm just kind of, there was one there that wasn't in numerical order, but most of them are. So I'm just kind of clicking down, cursoring down to 12.2. Here we go. And so now, what's next? What do I do? I open it up?
Yeah, we're going to open that bad boy in Word so we
right,
can
yeah.
change it. Now remember, any change you make to this now and save is going to be on every form you file out of this software going forward. This is the template.
There we go. Now it's nice and big so you can see it easily. And we'll get rid of those diacritical marks. I don't think they're diacritical marks, but I just want to throw that word around.
I like that. I'm still processing it.
Yeah, people are going to be impressed. Oh, he knows diacritical. Wow. How do you spell that? Let's say what we said before. We wanted to change the or add a checkbox to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be silly here. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to do a copy, paste.
That's exactly what I would have done.
And let's say that we wanted to put a second checkbox in there, and it says, the court further finds that the real estate is not subject to a charge. Okay? That's it. I'm going to...
So that's just gonna be a blank checkbox, and when it prints out?
Well, yeah, actually, it won't be a blank checkbox.
You got to go into the form.
Yeah, if you notice, these slashes, those are the variable numbers, and they're taken. Unfortunately, you cannot make up your own variable numbers. It's best not to use them. And the way I use this one is, whatever you checkbox for this one, they're both going to check the same. That's okay because we can modify it when we're in the print preview mode. But another thing I was thinking of, I look at 0, 1 through all the way to 7.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what would happen if we used 8 here. We'll see. We will soon see. Okay, the other thing is, I want to look at those marks now because I pushed it. Adding that, I pushed it off the bottom of the page onto 2 sheets of paper. Boo, delete.
Got it.
Okay.
See, but this is a really good point. This is what we were talking about, where you make one change and the whole form shifts.
Good point, Larry. That's a good example of it. All right.
So you really got to be on top of your game. You change.
Are we done? Hey, we click save, and the sad part about it is we're not really done. What we have to do.
I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
No, right.
Come on, this is high level.
I should have showed. Let's get out of the preview mode and let's view details. I'm going to refresh the page. That's function key number 5. All right. I don't know what that.
That worked.
Did it?
Yeah. Now it says today.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, 70 kilobytes. Okay. Now this is why we don't just accept what the word save was.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to conclude by showing these last 3 steps. I want to compress this and watch.
So we've saved the file.
Yep.
And now we got to...
And 2 is we're going to open and we're going to resave it. We're going to open it in WordPad, which you notice I have a handy icon there. and we're opening it up.
Or you can right-click and
then
say
you
open
could see
with.
all the yeah, right, you could. And I'm just going to click on save. Not going to do anything. Open it, quickly save it, get the heck out of it. Okay? Did you see
Wow.
yeah, look at that. It shows you how much bloat code Word is putting into a simple Word document. And there's a good reason for it if you're making complicated documents with a lot of formatting and things like that. But in this case, we want simple Simon. So now we have a 6, and you're saying, hey, we're done now, aren't we?
Yeah, right.
No, we're not done yet.
Oh, no.
No, we've got to. Oh, you know what? I noticed that when I was dragging it off into WordPad, the viewers couldn't really see it because my WordPad icon is actually off the screen.
Oh, sure.
Sorry about that, because my Notepad icon is also off the screen. So I'm going to do what Larry suggested. I'm going to right-click on it and say Open With. And
that's
then
a good one.
naturally, Notepad isn't in the list, so I had to say, let me choose another one.
What'd you say, open with? Oh, now it's got to, like...
Yeah, there's Notepad.
Okay.
Thankfully, Notepad was in the list.
Just once, though.
I'd hate to have to go looking for it. Oh, yeah, okay, just once.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you got to dig around
There's
for 'em.
the code of what an RTF file looks like. And what we want to do is we want to replace what's called the header. It's all these lines above the generator line.
So you're just looking for the generator line, delete everything else
Right.
above it?
But now, what are we going to replace it with? Well, you'll notice that in the RTF folder, if you go up to the top, there's a header up here that we can, and I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and I'm going to go back to love Notepad. I really like Notepad.
Notepad's
And
nice.
now we go back. The old one never did this with the multiple tabs. This is good with Windows 11. And I'm going to paste, and there it is. You almost wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. And
But that's the Puritas approved
File.
header
yes,
code.
yes.
So we need that in
And they're
there.
different from program to program, so you couldn't like use the header from the guardianship program.
But they all have that text
But
file
each
there
one
you can go
does,
grab,
yes.
yeah.
So I'm going to save it and get the heck out of it. Another thing I forgot to mention is that before I did this, I should have right-clicked on it like this
And copied it.
and copied it
Yeah.
and pasted it.
Always make it back
Just
up.
in case something went wrong. And sorry about that.
Well,
but,
you remembered.
yeah. I
Hopefully
finally
they
did.
weren't
Okay,
doing it
there
in
is.
real time, like as they were watching the video, and they got to this point. They're like, "Oh, he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Should have made a copy."
Darn him. So what we'll do is we'll flip back to the probate program, and it's on the screen, so I could do what I said before is, you notice the change we made didn't affect the screen at all.
That's a
It
good
only
point.
gonna affect the printout. So if you look at the screen and you go, hey, what the hey? Nobody says what the hey anymore. They probably say, yeah, never mind. We know what they say.
Something heinous, no doubt.
That's between. Yeah. Okay. So let's print. Like I said, the print button prints what's on the screen. So this is a perfect example of let's print it and see what happens.
Well, you look at
Oh
that.
yeah, you like that? Oh, and look at that. Because I used that number 8, and number 8 was not being used.
Blank.
It's blank. Right.
That's a good point. So if you would have used 5, if you would have left it like it was, they both would.
They
be
would
checked.
both be right. These are wingding characters, I think.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're a
my
pain.
goodness.
So if I wanted to switch these, for example, I would probably, the easiest way would be to cut this one, paste it here. Okay. Remember when we talked about Control Z,
We
Larry?
spent a lot of time talking about that. Why, is that relevant now? Is that what you're-
Yeah. Okay. It didn't happen the way I thought it would, and so I'm going to Control Z.
No, isn't
And
that
there-
nice?
Yeah, isn't that nice? For sure.
If only real life had that option.
Well, the point is that these are actually characters, and they're two separate characters. One is a checkbox with nothing in it,
And one
the
is
other
with
one is a checkbox with something in it. I have no idea why this didn't copy and paste like I wanted it to. I'm not going to waste time because I know we've already gone too long anyway.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Now you got to get rid of that one.
Right.
Copy that one down to the bottom, right?
Right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's like I'm sending Morse code.
Heavy is the head that wears the edits in an RTF document if you haven't saved the backup.
Yes, right.
Because see, now the situation is how it looks.
You know, you just reminded me when we're done with this. I'm sorry, Larry. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say we got to make sure we keep it right. You know, the way that checkbox was set up is the official form. That's how it's supposed to look.
Okay, right. And because this is a development machine, I got to make sure I go back and put it.
Oh yeah,
page 59 the way it was.
How
could you
why is there
imagine?
2 of these on here?
Yeah.
You know, that basically brings us to the end of the probate tricks video. We should thank everybody for joining us today and learning some high-end editing on the forms and some other cool tricks that went along with that. Also, if you followed along with this and you are interested in this stuff, then I can assure you that you are one of us. If you're editing these forms, if you're getting into moving headers around, we want to hear from you. So, you know, give us a shout out if you have any questions. We'd love to work with you.
Okay, and the only reason we wouldn't want to hear from you is if you had something negative to say.
Oh,
now, hey, I'm only kidding. But
we are sensitive,
yeah, we are. And if you did find the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you're watching this on our channel for the first time. And just click on that bell so that way when we release these, which we do at least once a month, you'll get the latest information. And we do value your feedback, so yeah, give us a comment.
I was watching a YouTube video and they said that when people click on the like button, you don't get money or anything for it, but it helps
your algorithm or something.
That's the word. Yeah,
it helps more people see it.
Yeah, the algorithm. Right, exactly. Well, anyway, the thing that I'm saying is I want to thank everybody for watching. We hope to see you next time.
Bye, everyone.